Whose shoulders are you standing on? What is their legacy? When your time comes, what will your legacy be?
The church is celebrating 150 years.
150 years.
We were here before Duke, 50 years before Duke University. So you want to talk about the resilience of the people.
Baptist Grove Church rose out of the antebellum South, survived and grew through Reconstruction, Jim Crow, the World Wars, the Civil Rights Movement, and continues to grow and serve every person who walks through its doors.
There have been some amazing things happening within these walls.
I just feel so loved every time I step into the building.
We have a sense of community.
The community is huge.
I came to Baptist Grove in 2008.
This is 1986.
2018.
October will be 2 years.
About 38 years.
5 years.
8 years.
3 years now.
Over a year.
50 years.
81 years.
We are here standing after 150 years of ministry because God is faithful to his promise. God has said, upon this rock I build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it.
Now in 2025, Baptist Grove Church is celebrating its 150th anniversary. In order to understand Baptist Grove Church now, we have to understand where it started.
When Pastor Akindele first came, I was asked to continue to be the historian. I actually inherited that role from my aunt Louise Chavis Moore, who had been a historian as well as the keeper of cemetery records. My great-great-great-grandfather, Henry Turner, and 3 other men made the decision to purchase land that they had been worshiping on.
The miracle began in Raleigh, North Carolina. The day was July 24th, 1875. Their names were Henry Turner, Claiborne Fletcher, Sidney Mitchell, and Jim Chavis.
It started right here on this land in a grove with no building at all.
Together, these 4 black men bought 4 acres of land on Leesville Road from a white man named J.J. Lynn, who lived just across the new property line.
Some people have said that they started meeting out back under Birch Opera a long time ago, even while slavery was going on. There were a group who were praying, and they were the ones who preceded the current congregation as it is known now, because it couldn't be documented as being an organized group of African Americans together.
The congregation of 37 men and women worshiped outside in a grove of trees while they built their first chapel. Because of this, they decided to name their new church Baptist Grove.
That was just 10 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, unheard of.
The fact that it was formed during the Reconstruction period, there is, as in a time where blacks are seen as second-class citizens, you have 4 people who have a vision to start a church.
This is our family Bible, and it's been in our family for at least 90 years. It was the only Bible our family had, and over the years, it's been through lots of hands. We've learned so much. We've learned so much from this Bible.
Some of the families that were in the original congregation, their lineage is still here at Baptist Grove. We have a number of people who can trace their lineage back to those first families.
My grandmother loved pretty flowers. As the seasons change, I come out and change the flowers. I am a legacy member, and my ancestors go back to in the early 1900s. I just do this mainly to preserve these memories and preserve the spaces.
It's a lot of work and it's tedious work, but we do it because we know it's our history and we want to keep it up. Generally, we try to keep our families together. So this would be the Stevensons, the Holdens, the Chavises. Now my family, this row back here is my family. So that would be Grandpa Turner and then the Chavises.
Being a family church, 150 years old, probably a good percentage of the people in the cemetery are related to me. My great grandfather was one of the first people buried here. If I start counting, I wouldn't be able to count them all.
I just think it's amazing that for 7 generations, we have been a part of Baptist Grove. There hasn't been a break, you know, from my great-great-grand Henry to Dempsey to Romelia to Marvin to me to my daughter Erin and my grandson Marseille.
I'm the 7th generation in a line of members of the church going back 150 years, all the way back to its founding. And I grew up here, you know, this is my home.
I say, you know, these are your roots out here. These are people who were before us. This is where we come from. I think he knows our family history is amazing.
North Carolina was a slave state. By 1860, it had a population of almost 1 million people. Of that number, over 300,000 people were enslaved. Only around 30,000 black people were free in North Carolina. About 2/3 were mulatto, or mixed race. North Carolina seceded from the Union and joined the Confederacy in 1861 and continued to deprive black people of equality for the duration of the war. Black leaders found ways to resist oppression. Men like George Moses Horton and John Chavis used art and education to empower others and challenge racist stereotypes. Men like Abraham Galloway directly undermined the Confederacy as a Union spy and soldier. The Civil War ended in 1865, just 10 years before Baptist Grove's founders bought the land for their new church. Despite the social and political challenges, the end of the Civil War brought hope. Black Americans could finally own land and property.
Resilience is in the culture, from the things that we had to survive and navigate just to live. Do you know the ingenuity that it takes to get through slavery and survive? That cannot be taught. That is experienced. And then you walk in the world in a way that your children understand that you are black in this world. The resiliency comes from being connected to this awesome, incredible God who says, I know that it was painful, but I'm going to bring you through it. And your belief in me is not just going to help you get through it, but you'll help someone else get through it.
Finally, having an established church changed the game for Baptist Grove's congregation. Black churches provided education, social support, financial resources, and more.
In that church experience, right, there's affirmation that is happening, there's community life that's being built, which enables the church to continue to grow. But you don't get 150 years or make it 150 years, you know, seamlessly without any challenges.
The Reconstruction era began shortly after the Civil War ended, to mixed results. By the 1870s, a new era was beginning, Jim Crow. Jim Crow laws enabled legal discrimination and sought to undo every advance emancipation and the 14th Amendment had given. Unequal transit and education are just some of the ways Black Americans were sabotaged. By 1900, North Carolina had passed a constitutional amendment requiring poll taxes and literacy tests. Meanwhile, poor and illiterate whites were often grandfathered in and weren't affected.
My name is James Dozier, and I am a lifelong member of Baptist Grove Church. My parents were members here, and I assume their parents were members here, so it goes back a long ways.